What's going on, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys another review. Today's review is on the Toolbox Murders from the year 1978. The Toolbox Murders is a film that I have seen before. This film was also remade by Tobe Hooper in the mid-2000s with Sherry Moon Zombie, I believe, and Angela Bettis? I think Angela Bettis is in that as well. Anyway, this is the original film, and this is the 4K release courtesy of Blue Underground, which is an interesting title to put out on 4K. It is a 70s exploitation film, so it's always interesting seeing those cleaned up. But the Toolbox Murders opens up with a great opening. It is a murder, a murder, a murder, a murder. Violent toolbox style, with using tools from a toolbox. And yeah, it's very graphic and bloody, and when you first watch the opening to this film, you're like, this is going to be the craziest movie ever. It does tone down after that, but it is a hell of an opening. So we have basically a killer who's going around his apartment complex killing people. One of the potential victims is missing. They don't have a body for her. And the brother of the victim is starting to investigate when he feels like the police isn't really doing much, along with his friend, investigate to try to find out what happened to his sister. This is kind of in the a possible spoiler territory, but they don't really hide who the killer is. We kind of find out like right after the opening, and we find out that the sister is actually kidnapped, and the killer's motives for kidnapping the sister is very interesting. And there's actually a long scene between the killer and the victim, the kidnapped victim, in a bedroom, long scene of dialogue that is very, very well done, and really sets the tone for what kind of movie this is. And it gets more like psychological than this, graphic slasher film. So basically that is the story to the film. I've always really loved the Toolbox Murders. I think that the opening is super graphic and violent, and there's nudity and just very sleazy feeling film that you just expect one thing. And then when it gets into this sort of psychological non-slasher type movie, you start, it feels more quality. Like like I love slasher films, but I understand when people say they're low quality trash. And then when you have like this deeper story, you have this sort of like higher quality trash, and also you have sort of this like incestuous twist thing that's in there that's really out of left field, but cool. The ending of this film is actually a bit of a downer too, which you don't really expect. It's just, I think it's a great movie. I think it's a great classic film of 70s exploitation. So the 4K transfer looks great. I think Blue Underground might be the best in the game at the 4K transfers. Them, Vinegar Syndrome, and the two films I've seen from Synapse are really good. But Blue Underground is so consistently amazing with their transfers. It's insane. They're doing the best job in my opinion. Audio's great. Audio is really great, actually. The acting is really solid in this film as well. You would expect it to be a little less good, considering the type of movie it is. So special features, there's actually a ton here. There's a new audio commentary with the producer, and there's a ported over audio commentary with the producer and star. And then there is a new audio commentary with film historians Troy Hallworth and Nathaniel Thompson. I like any commentary with Troy Hallworth. He's always very informative and does a great job explaining the history of the films, and he does on this one too. He talks about how this film was very influenced by the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he also sort of goes into like how it was different and things like that. Very good commentary. And then there's a interview with the director. always fun hearing what the directors have to say about these films that were made back in the 70s and how it was funded, how it was made, and things like that. That's a good one. Tools of the Trade, interview with star Wesley Yore. Don't really remember that one too much. And then there's Flesh and Bound, an interview with actress Kelly Nichols. This was probably the best feature out of all of them because I didn't really know much about this person, and she is only in like the beginning of the movie. She's one of the victims, but she was actually a porn star in the, I believe, the 70s and 80s, and then she did a little bit of acting as well, and she talks a lot about how like porn back in the day was much more about being an actress and things like that. She also was a stand-in for the actress in the 1978 version of King Kong for the nude scene, but I don't think they ended up using her. And then I actually looked her up, and she made a comeback to pornography, adult films in the like mid 2000s, which I didn't know about. But yeah, she was very interesting to hear her perspective on the film, and to hear how like people, you know, still remember her from this film. And then there was there's a ported over special feature from the original release with an interview with actress Marina Walter. And then Slashback Memories, this is David Duvall, and he's talking about Cameron Mitchell, which was a great interview because Cameron Mitchell was really awesome in this film. And then a video essay from Amanda Reyes, which she's awesome. She's a film historian as well, talking about the movie. And then poster, still gallery, theatrical trailer, packed full of special features. If you like the Toolbox Murders, it's definitely worth grabbing this edition. Looks fantastic. Glad to have it in the collection. I bought the original Blu-ray from Blue Underground, and now the 4K looks even better. And you got to hand it to them when they put in all that effort on new special features as well. So fantastic release from Blue Underground. Highly recommend it. Great 70s exploitation. Great movie. So with that said, see you guys next time with another one. Peace.